Tap like to clear the path of obstacles, and drop your zodiac sign in the comments. This is how you activate this forecast just for you on 29 October. There are days when you want to slip into the shadows, into silence, into yourself. And 29 October is one of those days for Scorpio. Not because you're running away, but because in quiet, you hear more. Your perception is razor sharp. You sense other people's energy, moods, and unspoken thoughts. If you feel someone nearby is wearing a mask, you're likely right. Let your insight guide you, but instead of drawing final conclusions, simply observe. Some truths reveal themselves slowly. Give them space and you'll see more than you expected. Avoid snap decisions. This is a day less about doing and more about feeling. Scorpios often fear weakness, especially their own. Yet today, there's strength in vulnerability. You don't have to prove you can handle everything. You already know you can. True depth begins where you allow yourself to be fully alive, with emotions, fears, and hopes. That doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. If you've felt inner pressure building, as if something wants to break through but can't, 29 October can be a turning point, perhaps invisible to others, but unmistakable within. Name what you've been postponing. As soon as you do, the tension starts to dissolve. Maybe not all at once, but step by step. Pay special attention to your desires. Sometimes you hide them from yourself, telling yourself, it's not the right time. Today, a once-abandoned dream may stir again, or a clear image of what you truly want may surface. Don't swat it away. You don't have to sprint into action, but acknowledging it changes everything. Your energy is like a concentrated light turned inward. This is a powerful day, but a quiet one. Create a sanctuary where no one interrupts you being you, perhaps a morning with tea and a silenced phone, or an evening with a book, music, and the scent of a candle. Anything that returns you to yourself matters now. Someone from the past may brush against your awareness through a message, a dream, a thought, a stray memory. The question isn't whether to go back, it's what the memory reveals about you. You may no longer be the person you were in that story, and that too is progress. In every Scorpio lives the gift of transformation. Not superficial, but the kind that rewires you from within. On 29 October, you may acutely feel, it's time to shed old skin. Not because of outer pressure, but because inside you can't remain the same. The feeling may strike like sudden clarity, or roll in like waves. It shows up in the small things, irritations you once ignored, the weight of empty conversations, the fatigue of not being heard. These are signals. You're changing, not out of whim, but growth. The wish to be alone isn't avoidance, it's necessity. You need space without roles where nothing must be fixed or rescued, not even yourself. A place free of judgment and expectations. Simply to be as you are, and in that, your strength returns. This day doesn't ask for dramatic action, but it does demand inner honesty. If you realize you no longer want to pretend, give yourself permission. You don't have to explain yourself. You're not required to be understood. What matters is being in accord with yourself. If you've carried resentment, here's your chance to release it. Not because the other person changed, but because you refuse to carry their shadow any longer. Resentment is a bond, even if a negative one. You decide whether to maintain it. Today you can end it, or at least loosen it, and take a step toward freedom. Relationships may feel delicate. Your sensitivity is heightened, and your intuition catches what wasn't said aloud. That can spark misunderstandings or sharp reactions. Build in pauses. Don't rush to respond or conclude. You'll preserve what's important and may hear, between the lines, what someone couldn't say out loud. If you're partnered, you might sense distance. Don't rush to fill it with words. Sometimes silence heals better. Simply be present, without pressure or analysis. If you're single, remember, loneliness is not emptiness. Being on your own doesn't mean you're unloved. It may simply be time to hear yourself more clearly. Power isn't always control. Sometimes it's the courage to let go, to stop resisting, stop reshaping, stop gripping what's already asking to leave. Letting go isn't weakness, it's maturity. Few signs know this like Scorpio. If there's a situation you're holding by sheer force, you may feel you don't need to anymore. Not because you've given up, but because you've grown. The old role no longer fits. The game of being endlessly strong no longer inspires you. It's a valuable moment to admit you've changed. You may feel a tug of war between want and should, between feeling and what's considered right. In that tension lies the chance to hear your truest voice. Not the one speaking from fear, but the one speaking from depth. It's hard to catch in noise, which is why this stillness matters. Resist all or nothing impulses. Choose the third path. Stay in process. Don't rush to final answers. Sometimes life reveals meaning not in decisions, but in the silence between them. If you feel tired, let yourself rest, emotionally, mentally, physically. Release expectations, roles, and other people's demands. Take off the armor of being perfect, strong, indispensable. You have the right to simply be yourself, and that is enough. Listen to your body's signals: back tension, insomnia, a racing heart. They're not only physical, they mirror what you carry within. Slow down if needed. Walk, breathe, water, silence. Anything that brings you back to center will help. A brewery. There's a strong chance of an important self-realization. You may see why a pattern kept repeating, why you clung to certain people, why letting go felt impossible. That insight can mark the start of a new chapter. Quiet, inner, but profound. This day is here to remind you, strength isn't pushing against yourself, it's aligning with yourself. Even if the world moves differently, be loyal to your own core. If you feel your footing slip, it's not a collapse. It's the opportunity to find truer ground, one that doesn't depend on someone else's opinion, love, or reaction. Ground that grows from self-respect, from silence, from the place where you stop contorting and start choosing. On 29 October, it's crucial to tell yourself the truth, without criticism or blame. Admit what you feel, what you truly need, why you hold on to what's no longer alive, and who you are if you let go of what isn't yours. Many Scorpios make their breakthroughs on days like this, without an audience or fanfare. It simply becomes clear, it's time to stop fearing, stop proving, and allow what's been postponed for too long. If you're ready to close a loop, to talk, forgive, understand, do it. If you're not ready, don't force it. Sometimes recognizing your pain, fatigue, or disappointment and letting it move through you is enough. The day may bring an unusual gift, the chance to see someone or something differently. Perhaps the person you labeled as distant mirrored something vital back to you. Perhaps the situation you cursed actually taught you. You don't need to announce it, just acknowledge it. You feel deeper than you speak, suffer more than you show, and love beyond measure, and that is your power. Don't fake coldness. Don't insist you don't care. Don't bury your depth. It's not a flaw, it's your gift.